Hey guys, so I was browsing the web the other day and I came across an awesome idea of someone using NFC tags to allow their guests to connect to their Wi-Fi network. Now, who's ever had guests come over, or you go over to someone else's house and you have to ask them what's their network name and what their password is, and more than half the time they have to dig through a drawer to even find the password. I know it's happened to me quite a few times. So what this would allow you to do is simply place an NFC sticker somewhere around your home. It could be hidden somewhere, or it could be out in plain sight for your guests to see. Mounted on the wall, for example, for your guests to see and use as they wish. So I'm going to show you guys how to get this set up and show you a few examples. What's up guys, it's Drew from Taylor Tech, and on this channel we do smart home tech reviews, installations, and DIY guides. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. And hey, at any time, check out the video description for show notes and product links for everything mentioned in this video. You can also find a link to this awesome shirt down there as well. So if you're not familiar with what an NFC tag or an NFC sticker is, NFC stands for Near Field Communication. It's just a small chip of sorts. It comes in rolls like this. I believe I got a pack of 28. I've got a bunch of them here for about 10 bucks. They are super cheap and they come in all sorts of different shapes and sizes. This one here was the most popular on Amazon. Like I said, I'll have a link down below. And these are just the smallest ones that I could find, and they have an adhesive back, so I found that these could be used for a lot of different applications. There are some that are just cards that could be, placed around the home or whatever, but I prefer the sticky back. So you're able to program these with an NFC enabled device, usually your phone, and then anyone else with an NFC enabled device, if they touch it, whatever is programmed on the tag, their device will do. So in this example, we are going to be covering connecting to Wi-Fi, but there are hundreds of different options you can do. We are going to jump deeper into home automation with these things, but for this video, we're just going to stick with allowing your guests to connect to your guest Wi-Fi network. So I mentioned you need an NFC enabled phone, and most phones nowadays are NFC enabled. For this video, I believe you're able to use any of the newest iPhones, the XS, the XS Max, and the XR. Those all are now enabled with the NFC chip inside. I believe the older models have the NFC chip, but for some reason Apple didn't activate them with their iOS firmware, so you may need to wait for either a software update or you may be SOL. Most Android devices, about 2012 or newer, do have NFC enabled. Maybe not the cheapest ones out there, but most of them are available. If you go into your settings and look for NFC, if it's there, it should work for you. First, I'm going to show you a couple examples. The one that I saw online, someone put a shadow box or a picture frame or something like that. What they did was they stuck the sticker inside that frame, and then they put some decals on the outside of some sort that basically gives the guest instructions on how to set this up. And those instructions are as simple as make sure your device's display is on, turn on NFC, and then touch that device to the NFC tag itself. Now, most people aren't familiar with NFC. It's not very a common feature on most phones, so you do want to keep the directions as clear as possible, but it is as simple as just turning on NFC and finding the NFC antenna on the phone. That's probably the hardest part. My phone's NFC antenna is up in the top left corner. My wife's Note 9 is somewhere in the middle of the phone here, maybe towards the left side, I believe. So what we did in our house, with the help of my wife with her design and crafting skills, we went ahead and stuck one of these stickers to the wall and covered it up with some vinyl to make it look a little bit better. It's there for ease of use and practicality more than just looks. And if you guys are interested in purchasing the same vinyl that we've done at our home, you can find that available for purchase down in the description as well. All right, so in order to get these programmed, you do need an app to initially get it programmed, but after you get it programmed, you don't need that app anymore. In fact, I'll go ahead and uninstall it just to show you that it's not necessary. There are a few apps out there. There's actually quite a few of them. I'm not sure on the iOS side. You may just have to hunt around a little bit and you should be able to find it. But on the Android side, one of the first ones that I found was called NFC Tools. As you can see here, I'll go ahead and click on that. I'll just skip this setup here. It's really simple. I'm going to go ahead and tear off one of these stickers and Get the rest of these out of here. What we want to do is write to this tag. So we'll go over to write and add a record, and we'll scroll down to Wi-Fi down at the bottom there. I do recommend using a guest network for your guests in general, whether that's using one of these methods or not. But if you don't have a guest network, or you're not familiar with how to set one up or whatever, you can still use your main Wi-Fi network for this. I just wouldn't suggest that. So for my guest network, the authentication is WPA2 personal. The encryption is WEP, and the SSID is called Taylor Guest. Then I'll enter my password for the guest network and click OK. And now it's as simple as clicking right there and approaching an NFC tag. And like I said, my NFC antenna on the Pixel 2 XL is right up here in the top left corner, and I will just get my phone close to the tag, it vibrated, and it says write complete. Simple as that. Now this sticker here is programmed to allow anyone that touches their NFC enabled phone to it to connect to my guest Wi-Fi network. And these things only hold one program each. If you write it again with something else, it will be overwritten and become the new one. So I'm going to back out of that app and actually go ahead and uninstall it here, just to show you that no app is needed on your device at all in order to make this work. I will go into my settings and show you that all you need is to have NFC enabled, connected devices, connection preferences, NFC. So if anyone comes over, you just need to tell them to turn on NFC, or it could be in the directions on the wall or wherever you put this, as you saw in my example. So if I jump into my Wi-Fi settings here, you can see that I'm not connected to any network at the moment. It's trying to connect to that one, but ignore that for now. But you can see the Taylor Guest down here, and it's asking for my password, which I have not entered yet, so it's not going to know what that password is unless I scan it with this sticker. Let's go ahead and scan it and see what happens. There we go. And it just pops up, connect to network, Taylor Guest with a question mark, and I will say connect. And now it's simple as that, it is connected. I jump back into my settings here, Taylor Guest is connected. So like I mentioned, there are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of different applications for these stickers. I'm really excited to dive deeper into home automation with these, as well as finding out other suggestions from you guys and what you have used them for, or what you could use them for in home automation scenarios. So stay tuned for the next video where I dive a little bit deeper using these NFC tags in the home automation platform, specifically using these things to control our SmartThings routines and devices. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you are subscribed and you leave a like down below. I would appreciate it. And that's all I have for this one. See you in the next one.